Coming up on Timbers 360, let's take a look back at the Timbers' remarkable second-half comeback in Kansas City. An in-depth look at the signing process for designated player Jonathan Rodríguez, and we get ready for tomorrow's match, Portland back at home against LAFC. Timbers 360 starts now. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. Welcome to this week's edition of Timbers 360. I'm your host, Jake Zivin. The Timbers return home this weekend to face LAFC on Saturday. Last weekend, they were away at Sporting Kansas City. Let's take a look back at the important moments from that match.
Agata takes it on the first time, and Sporting Kansas City draw first blood. And it is blue blood.
When it's 2v2, we fucking tackle.
Danny Rosero was able to beat Craig Poe to the punch. And Sporting Kansas City doubled their lead before halftime. It's 2-0.
And we stayed together the whole game.
It's Willie Agata, and it's his second. And Sporting might have just put this to bed before we've even hit the halftime whistle. It's 3-0.
You better compete in this half. You better compete in this half. We keep possession of the ball. We stay in our shape. We get the chance to score one goal, we're back in the game.
Claudio Bravo is going to make his debut here in 2024. Meanwhile, Felipe Mora coming on and replacing Santi Moreno. So those are the two changes for Phil Neville as he tries to inject some sort of life into his side. So VAR has confirmed the penalty. The check is complete. And it looks like it's going to be Willie Agata. Willie Agata! And he pulls it wide. And perhaps that's a moment that can change the tide here for the Timbers. Bravo. Not a bad looking ball in for Mora. Was he fouled? Yes, he was, and it's a penalty on the other end.
This could be a big moment for Portland to change the tide. Just a little bit.
And Evander is going to be the man to try to pull something back for Portland and perhaps get them back into this game. Evander buries it, and it's 3-1. So a missed penalty on one end to put the game to bed, and now a little bit of life, a little bit of hope for Phil Neville's side. This one lofted in, Rodríguez waiting for it, brings it down. Rodríguez lashes it across, and it's in! It crossed the line! And it's a second for Portland, and it's the substitute Felipe Mora off the feet from Jonathan Rodríguez. It's 3-2. Are we on the cusp of yet another biblical collapse at home from Sporting Kansas City? Bravo. Looks one towards the back post. Tommy got ahead to it. Now Evander up against Tommy. The nutmeg gets through the German. From Anthony, Paredes lining up the header, big save for Mila, and the follow-up is in! Black stays down! And Portland have turned this game on its head! It's 3-3!
Eric Miller, unbelievable!
It's Miller's first goal in Major League Soccer. And that's gonna do it full time. The tale of two halves ends in a 3-3 draw, and the Portland Timbers will feel like that's a point gain.
Coming up next on Timbers 360 presented by Toyota, let's take a deep dive into the signing of designated player Jonathan Rodríguez. MLS introduced the designated player rule in 2007. That allowed teams to add higher-level players to their rosters. DPs, as they're often referred to, can provide a major impact to individual teams as well as the league as a whole. Let's learn about the journey that General Manager Ned Grabavoy and head coach Phil Neville took to bring the Timbers' newest DP, Jonathan Rodríguez, to Soccer City, USA.
A big day for the club, where we finally get to introduce our next big-time player in Jonathan Rodríguez.
Choosing a DP
has to be absolutely spot on.
So you got to want to have a player that's on board and understands the project and is bought into it.
He has won championships everywhere, and that's what he wants to do here with Portland Timbers. He will be the target man.
Bueno, la oportunidad se me abrió las puertas, agradecido con Ned por darme la posibilidad de estar en la MLS.
And it's in! Jonathan Rodríguez with his first!
Muy bien, sí. Tranquilo, bienvenido. Feliz de cambiar del chino.
Welcome.
¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo estamos? Yo soy Jonathan Rodríguez, el número 14 de los Portland Timbers. Los objetivos trazados, yo creo que soy uno más que viene a aportar su granito de arena, que en conjunto vamos a lograr lo que el grupo y la afición quiere, que es estar en los playoffs y conseguir cosas importantes. Trofeos, campeonato, obviamente sí, para eso se trabaja y bueno, voy a intentarlo, darlo todo de mí para ayudar al equipo a conseguir cosas.
Hi, how are you? Ned, nice to meet you.
I think those 3 or 4 days were probably whirlwind, really, because we signed him, and I'd say that the negotiations for a DP that Ned and the ownership had to go through were that they're always long, they're never straightforward. You're dealing with big numbers, big financial outlays, you're being with international football clubs, so there's a language, there's a communication barrier there.
Designated players, you know, the rule within the league now has existed, you know, for a number of years, and the thought process behind it. It's really for teams to have the ability to spend and bring in high-level players. So you got to want to have a player that's on board and understands the project and is bought into it. I think with Jonathan early on in our process, that was very apparent.
Congratulations.
Bueno, lo di por un motivo de que había cumplido un ciclo en México. Sentía como que tenía que tomar otros aires, otros vientos y bueno. La MLS me abrió las puertas, fue Portland, agradecido con el club y la verdad que estoy muy contento de estar acá.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started here. We're joined by Timbers General Manager Ned Grabavoy and forward Jonathan Rodríguez.
Bien, motivado, feliz, como te dije, muy contento, muy emocionado, con los compañeros que cuando llegué me recibieron muy bien. Eso, quiera o no, te ayuda a sentirte más cómodo, más suelto para adaptarte a todo. Y nada, esperando con ansia el momento y poder disfrutar y darle al equipo lo que pretendo yo y lo que merece el club por darme la oportunidad de estar acá.
Yeah, after the acquisition, there's always that acclimation period and that onboarding period. There's a lot that goes into it, you know, other than just a player. Training and being around teammates.
Well, his integration has been really good. The team now know what kind of runs he makes, what kind of passes he likes. He's getting a good understanding with Evander, which is important. That's why we bought our 2 DPs as a 9 and a 10.
Jonathan, you know, has a high level of importance, you know, in terms of the role that he can play for us. His quality and his ability to be clinical around goal and to score goals to change games. All of those things were really, really vital for us, but at the same time, we were also looking for a specific personality, you know, and really an established, experienced professional, which Jonathan has.
Me describo como un hombre competitivo, muy competitivo. Queriendo ganar todo siempre, apoyando obviamente al equipo y fuerte, rápido y marcando goles, que es a lo que vine.
The big thing was his experience. Choosing a DP has to be absolutely spot on. We needed a number 9 that would come in and actually hit the ground running and score goals straight away. have the experience to come in and win now type mentality, come in and score now, and not just come in and just be a bit back player. He's someone that is at a stage of his career where he wants to win, he wants to come into a new league. He's got the experience to adapt very, very quickly, and we needed an out-and-out number 9 that wanted to play number 9, and I think he ticked those boxes.
Live from Portland, Oregon, Timbers are back at home and the new kid in town, Jonathan Rodríguez.
Really great to have Jonathan part of that first game at home in front of the fans here at Providence Park.
Jonathan Rodríguez, the Uruguayan, he has won championships everywhere in Liga MX, of course, and that's what he wants to do here with Portland Timbers. He will be the target man.
From signing him, I think we had maybe 4 or 5 days, and it wasn't until 2 o'clock on the Friday before the game on the Saturday that we thought that Jonathan was going to play. So all week, we were preparing with and without him.
There was a lot that went into that week. Huge accomplishment to get him cleared even just to play in that game.
And we are underway from the Temple of Dreams. Rodríguez with the ball, he strikes, and off the post, could have been the first one for Jonathan Rodríguez. Another clear shot for Portland. Moreno gets the header, and it's in. Jonathan Rodríguez with his first MLS start. He gets his first goal.
It was massive to get the first goal, and I felt that even at the end, we'd lost the game 3-1 and was disappointed. Even him just holding up the log in front of the supporters and the way that he was received, I think that left a big impression on him towards Portland. When he saw that after the game, I think it really, really inspired him. It really made him emotional, and I think that was a big moment for him to get off on the mark. You know, when you're a goal scorer, goals are the most important thing, and he scored.
Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. Welcome back to Timbers 360. Score a Goal, Plant a Tree is a partnership with Daimler Truck North America and Friends of Trees, where every Timbers goal results in 10 trees planted. For the 2023 season, that meant 460 trees come along with Timber Joey last weekend as that process was started.
Is everyone excited to plant some trees today? Yeah! All right.
So today is one of the greatest annual events that we do with the Portland Timbers. We're out here in the community with our friends at Daimler. We're here planting trees. It's Score a Goal, Plant a Tree. So for every goal that we score, we do one little slice of wood, and then we plant a tree that's going to grow into a nice big tree to beautify our city and make it a healthier place to live. Got it. Down. Yeah. Right here you go. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's important to Daimler, not only with Friends of Trees, but also with the Timbers. You've seen Timber Joey at the games. You've seen Daimler there sponsoring it. For every goal the Timbers score, we plant a tree. I love that Timber Joey says for every slice of that log, he plants a tree. So he takes one tree and turns it into 60, and we're really fortunate to be part of that process.
So Score a Goal, Plant a Tree started in 2011, I believe. We've done it every single year. For all the goals that we've scored, we plant a new tree. The special thing is we don't just do this once a year. We're out here quite a few times a year planting trees. This is just the one big celebration where we're celebrating those goals.
Okay, go that way.
Really, it just takes coming out here once, and I think that people get the bug to plant trees. It's something, such a nice way to spend your Saturday morning is being out, meeting your neighbors, meeting folks in the community, and making like a tangible difference.
Each tree will have a little placard that will say who scored the goal, what game it was, the date, the time. But it's something really special that people walking through the neighborhoods can see one of these Timbers logoed placards on the tree and see, you know, that part of history that we've created.
There are various flex plans available for the 2024 season. Visit timbers.com to learn more. Coming up next on Timbers 360 presented by Toyota, we get ready for this weekend with the matchup. After 2 straight weeks on the road, the Portland Timbers are back home on Saturday when they'll host LAFC at Providence Park. You might want to savor this home game for the Timbers because after Saturday, the next time Portland will play at home in about a month on May 12th when they'll host the Seattle Sounders. For a second straight week on the road, the Timbers found themselves in a big deficit. For the second straight week, they came back to tie the game, though this time held on for the point. Down 3-0 at halftime against Sporting Kansas City, the Timbers got out of there with a 3-3 draw, the biggest comeback in Portland Timbers history.
Back in from Anthony. Paredes lining up the header. Big save for Mila, and the follow-up is in. Flag stays down. And Portland have turned this game on its head. It's 3-3.
And after the match, Timbers head coach Phil Neville gave an honest assessment of that entire 90 minutes.
Got to say, I've unacceptable. Not the actual way that we played in terms of with the ball. It was unacceptable what I saw in that first half on 2 occasions, and I told them in non-certain terms it's unacceptable. I wasn't going to put up with it anymore. I've got to say, in the second half, they were incredible. And they've done it twice now in 2 weeks. And last week we didn't get the point that we deserved. The referee didn't give us the penalty in the last minute that we deserved. We fought back. But what I would say is that I'm not happy as a coach of this football team. That we want to compete, been brought in here to help this team get better and to compete, is that we can compete if we do the basics really well, and we're not doing that basics really well, and that is not about a system, that's not about a tactics, that is about a mentality.
This Saturday, the Portland Timbers host back-to-back Western Conference champions LAFC. It's an afternoon match at Providence Park. There always kind of feels like there's a secondary rivalry when the Timbers and LAFC get together. The games are always a little feisty. LAFC have 10 points through 7 games this year. They are in 5th place in the Western Conference. They're coming off of a win in their big rivalry match, El Tráfico, 2-1 over the LA Galaxy on Saturday. It will be a reunion for Timbers goalkeeper Maxime Crépeau playing against the team that he started for in the last 2 MLS Cups. It's a Timbers and LAFC. It's a 1:45 Pacific time start at Providence Park. You can watch the match for free on Apple TV or tv.apple.com, also on the Fox Broadcast Network. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota.
When you have quality like we show, we're a really good team. If we get the other bit right, we're an even better team, okay? Right, let's go, come on, well done.
LAFC visit the Portland Timbers at Providence Park, and they've brought an army of supporters with them to the Rose City.
Yeah, I think when you have these both teams, the quality they have, it should be an intriguing game.
Portland Timbers who kick things off. For a battle. In swinger. Oh, and the keeper didn't get there. It's going to go in. Portland has scored. Maviala has helped it across the line, and the Timbers lead at Providence Park. Bravo, the Timbers can come again now. And a touch by Evander. This is great football, and it's come all the way through for a brilliant finish by Claudio Bravo. And Portland do have their second.
Those are the type of games we want to play. I feel like every time we go and play against a very good team, this is when we just come out and show like good performances. Very happy, and I just hope that we can keep going this way next weekend.
Thanks for watching Timbers 360, presented by Toyota.